Wednesday evening, friends and neighbors. Tesuiji at the desk with the flying purple baseball beaters. The final Wednesday edition of this save for a couple of months. That's right, after this weekend, the Rockies will move back to Saturday from March 15th or March 16th, the debut of Out of the Park 25, until after I'm back from my honeymoon. And the Saturday Soren starts up May 18th. I'm just taking a look at the history of the save that we've got so far, noticing that no team has pulled off a back-to-back title since the Toronto Blue Jays did it in 96-97. We had two shots at it within 3 years, didn't quite pull it off. The Tigers won it in 02, fell in 03 to the Dodgers. The Mets lost in 04, but won it in 05. We have a chance here in 2007 to make it happen. We being your Colorado Rockies. Let's take a look at the other postseason series while we wait for Dr. Dynastic to raid in. The Boston Red Sox won the AL wildcard with a negative run differential. This team is built on offense, and more offense. Giambi, Pedroia, Jeter, Preston Wilson, Aldridge. Maybe not Jack Wilson. But yeah, this club is a slugfest. CC Sabathia leads an otherwise ignominious bunch of arms. Some familiar faces from our club. They face the AL West winning Texas Rangers, who are also offense but actually have defense. Corey Koski's having himself a career year. Granderson's been good. Ethier, Garcia Parra, Claudio Arias has been a dynamo at the hot corner. And of course, there's Brandt Colomarino, he of the league single season home run title, 79 home runs. Pitching wise, Irving Santana leads the group. Francisco Cordero also a strong contender. And hello, Cole Hamels. Appropriate that he's starting his career with the Texas Rangers. The other ALDS features the Minnesota Twins, winners of the American League. In other words, a classic Red Sox team. Thank you, V. Trudell. The Minnesota Twins winning the AL Central, best runs against in the American League. And they're doing that on the backs of guys like Brent Pearson as their closer, Kelvin Escobar in the bullpen, Jason Schmidt unavailable for this series, Dave Crothers, Steven Shell. So they got a young core of starters working their way up. Offense is nothing to stiff at either. Aramis Ramirez, Carlos Lee, Wandel Campa. Hey! Good to see Wandel is still kicking it. Alex Gordon starting to come up and making an impact. Jason Phillips, another former Rocky on the club. Jose Guillen. But they're up against the Toronto Stinkin' Blue Jays. Winners of the AL East by 1 game. And they've got Manny Ramirez out with injury. Sean Green out with injury. Oh no. Oh, this is a trap series. Gary Sheffield. Oh no. Denard Span is healthy at least, as is Bobby Crosby. They still got Bagwell and Gloss. And of course, King Carlos himself, long may he reign, Hall of Famer for sure. Pitching is even more ignominious. Chad Qualls got traded away. Jason Slanina, I think, is the only good pitcher there. So, oof. The Arizona Diamondbacks have made the postseason for the first time in their young franchise history. They trot out David Murphy. Hey, that Troy Tulowitzki guy looks like he could be good at Coors. David DeJesus, Hanley Ramirez really is their star player. Jermaine Dye, Vernon Wells. Pitching's nothing to sniff at either with Matt Anderson, Jay Powell, Rudy Morales. But as you can see there, Sidney Ponson and Eric Milton are the primary starters. The Cincinnati Reds ran away with the AL Central in the end, and that their dominant offense remains Morneau, Howard, Reynolds, and Lee. Absolute lumber crew at Great American Ballpark. Pitching's is their strong suit. Ryan Anderson has himself another triple crown. He got the Pedro Martinez juice. 10 wins above replacement as a starter. Your only hope is to get to the soft and squishy bullpen. Dr. Dynastic with the raid. Jay Shaps with the follow. Thank you. Much appreciated. Just running down the other postseason series. Ryan Anderson is the best pitcher of this crew. He also is the only one I would consider ace quality. Hello, Pablo Ortega. Good to see you found a home. And then there's our matchup. You know us. Flying Purple Baseball Beaters. Everyone is healthy. Pitching seems to be pretty good. We may not lean on Joaquin Soria that much. Eckert, our deadline acquisition, will be starting things off up against the Florida Marlins, making their first postseason appearance in franchise history. And friendly reminder, they started the same time we did. Oh, sorry, second time. They won the division in 2002. They are doing so with a even run differential. Slightly negative, actually. Travis Hafner and Juan Beltran are going to be problems. Cordito and Napoli are both out for postseason. Ditto for Nelson, so we caught a bit of a break in terms of injury timing. We'll see how this goes. Only one thing left to do, and that's to roll the lineup intro. It's the postseason, which means it's time to get loud. And now the starting lineup for your Colorado Rockies. Batting first, the right fielder, number 14, Grady Sizemore. Batting second, the first baseman, number 13, Pedro Diaz. Batting third, the second baseman, number 6, Steven Drew. Batting fourth, the center fielder, number 33, Marcus Thames. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 39, Tag Bozy. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 15, Kevin Youkilis. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 12, Shea Hillenbrand. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 91, Tony Pena Jr. Batting ninth, the starting pitcher, number 59, Harold Eckert. It's a beautiful evening, fans. Matinee start here in the NLDS. Easy play there for Youkilis, and we are underway. Juan Beltran. 2-2 on the way.
Strike three.
Swing and a miss. Strike three. Challenge fastball. Challenge accepted. Travis Hafner, a dangerous batter on this lineup. On the ground to first, Diaz will bring it to the bag. 1-2-3 inning for Eckert. That'll turn things over to the Rockies. Sizemore, Diaz, Drew. Here's Juan Rincon. First pitch swinging. Little looper into left. Hafner. Or Matsui makes the play. That would be Hideki Matsui, the man they call Godzilla. Pedro Diaz. 2-2 count from Rincon. Rocketed up the middle for the game's first hit. Vote for Pedro. Stephen Drew. 2-1 the count. Launch to left center field. That's going to score a run. Pedro Diaz is on his horse. That ball is very deep. Runner tries from home. It scores from first. Diaz scores, but they get the runner at third. Drew, trying to stretch it into a triple, is gunned down at third base. Slight base running blunder, especially since Marcus Thames on the line. That's a fair ball. Marcus Thames, a 2-out double. Bozide. Holly drive to right center field. That's going to land on the warning track. That will score the run. I mean, it's Stephen Drew. He's a triples machine. 2-out RBI double. Tag Bozide. Tag Bozide. Chase him in the first. Youkilis. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That will end the bottom of the first. Rockies take the lead. As Drupal Cabrera, rookie second baseman, will take a 4-pitch walk. That's right, we're going to be rating to the official channel at the conclusion of this game. The next road to release with Dr. Dynastic interviewing your friend and mine, the acoustic guitar man Rich Grisham at 8 o'clock Eastern on the official Out of the Park YouTube channel. Fly ball to left, Bozide coming in and making the play. Here's Rene Reyes, right fielder. John Nelson out. Second walk of the inning issued by Eckert. Quick chat. Try and settle him down a little bit. Double play death here against Fornes. Full count. Bouncer, gonna be a tough play. No, but outs made. Eckert tries to go for first. It'll be Waldron, the catcher. 2-2 on the way. Popped up on the infield. Pena makes the grab. That'll bring up the pitcher, Juan Rincon. Bases loaded, nobody out. On the ground, Pena Jr. makes the play. Good throw to first. Pena Jr. with a bang-bang play to get out of the inning. Shea Hillenbrand, last year's World Series hero, slugging a walk-off 3-run bomb in Game 6. Pena Jr. over the head of the third baseman and into the corner. Tony Pena getting some action from that number 8 spot. Eckert bunts it up the third base line. Good play there. Pena advances to third. 2 down for Sizemore. Little looper, that's going to fall in front of Matsui. Tack on another for the Rockies. It's 3-0. Pedro Diaz, the 1-2 from Rincon. Opposite field single, base hit. First and second for Drew. Over the head of the first baseman Hafner and into right field. Stephen Drew will hold at second this time. He's learned his lesson. That's what 75 gap power gets you, folks. Grip it and rip it. Thames with a full count. Will walk. First walk issued by Rincon. Tag Bozid. Tag Bozid. Lazy fly ball to center. Forns will make the grab. Second time through the order. 4-0 Rockies here in the top of the third. Sizemore can't get to this one. Second hit of the game for the Marlins. Juan Beltran. Eckert will keep an eye on Rollins. 0-2 the count.
Strike
Called
three.
strike three. Split finger catches the corner. Hafner, a dangerous man. That's why Bozid was playing deep. Throws to third. They're going to get the runner there. Tag Bozid counters with his outfield, with an outfield assist of his own. Jimmy Rollins gunned down at third, and that was not even close. Eckert, tip of the cap to his outfielder. Drew will make the play to Diaz. 4-0, bottom of third. Youkilis. Line to right center field for his second double of the game. A lot of total bases going to be racked up in this game. I suspect the Marlins aren't used to playing in Coors that often. Hillenbrand will ground out to the second baseman, Cabrera. Rollins acquired from the Mets. A rare interdivision trade at the start of the season. He's been very valuable for the Marlins, dealing with the injuries that they have. Tony Pena, deep to right. Should be deep enough to score Youkilis. He's in there easily. Bottom of third, 5-0 now. Eckert gives it a ride. That one's going to be caught by Reyes. All right, I think we can until Rispit. 2 down runner at second for Waldron. He's aboard with a walk. Brian Oliver pinch hitting here. Trying to get on the board somehow. Fourth walk issued by Eckert. It's not a good day for him. Yo, Dodger Bob! Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Mark Sullivan getting loose in the bullpen. Eckert trying to get out of this one. On the ground, Pena will go the short way, and it's dropped by Drew! And now the tying run is at the plate. 2-2 to Beltran. Fly ball behind second base. Drew will end the inning. Shutout is over. All right, we're going to keep Eckert out there. He deserves to at least get the win. Tim Freeze into the game. Diaz and Drew aboard. Thames, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Bozid. High drive. Center field. Over the head of the center fielder. Tag Bozid. And Drew scores on this one. Double for Tag Bozid. And it's 7-1 Rockies. Youkilis is going to have a triple-double day. At least, no, that's 3 players with a double-double. Yeah. Ball hasn't left the yard yet, but it is flying off the bat. 8-1 Rockies now, bottom of 4. Up the first baseline and fair. Hafner will play it. All right, Eckert gets through the 5th. Given that his spot's going to be coming up Let us... Now we're going to get Sullivan up. He's pitched 5 innings. 5's enough. Now pinch hitting for your Colorado Rockies. Switch hitter number 7, Kazuo Matsui. Fly ball center field. That'll fall for a base hit. Sizemore now. Up against Flanagan. Rocketed to right field. That thing was hit an absolute laser beam.
Strike 3.
Diaz will swing and miss. Here's Stephen Drew. 2 for 2 today. Is that going to be 3 for 3? No! Reyes makes the grab. Mark Sullivan into the game as the new pitcher. An interesting profile. Fastball, changeup, screwball, which means he has reverse splits. Bottom of 6th. Top of 7th. Rollins with a double. We're going to see Jonathan Rowenhorst get loose in the bullpen. Juan Beltran. Top of the 7th.
Strike 3.
First out of the inning. I mean, you're talking about low 90s fastball, and then he gives you the screwball? Good grief, good luck. 2-2 to Hafner.
Strike 3.
Let's give Sullivan one more at bat. 2 innings of shutout work from Mark Sullivan as we head to stretch time here at Coors Field. Only run scored by the Marlins was unearned, and the hit parade continues for the Rockies. 15. When they built the scoreboard here, they intentionally left double digits for runs and hits. Pinch hitter for the pitcher spot will be Jorge Vasquez. Played a large role with Youkilis's injury. Trevor Whiteman into the game now to deal with the left-handed Sizemore. Wild pitch off Waldron's hit. Count is 3-0. Count now 3-2. Punch into left field for a base hit. They tack on 2 more. It's 10-1.
Strike 3.
Drew gets his 3rd hit of the game. Sean Sultan. Yeah, go Rockies indeed. This has been an absolute clobbering. Every slot in the lineup has had at least 1 hit. Stephen Drew deep to right field. Sound the horn. I mean, we're done here, right? Let's get Rowenhorst into the game. As I hear my cat deciding to expectorate. Hopefully that wasn't on the couch. Anyways, we don't need to see the last inning there. That was murder. That sounded wet and gross. Something to look forward to after broadcasting. And thank all of you for joining me today as we... Just a programming note that I said at the start of the stream. This will be the final Wednesday edition of the Flying Purple Baseball Beaters until mid-May. We are going to be moving to Saturdays with the Flying Purple Baseball Beaters with Out of the Park 25's debut, which means this coming Saturday will be the final edition of the Saturday Seafarers, the back end of the 2033 season, I think it is, and the postseason for that club. And then the Saturday Soren starts up. We're going to Korea. We're going to the KBO. We're going to see if we can get Hyunjin Ryu a Korea series. Now that he's officially signed with the Hanwha Eagles. So, game one was an absolute slobber knocking. Let's get stuck in and see how the rest of this series goes. Grady Sizemore with a 4-hit day. Are you kidding me? Bozy, Diaz, Drew, and Euclid all with 3 hits. Game 2 goes the Rockies' way as well. Mark Pryor pitching 5 one-run innings. Halladay out of the bullpen as our long relief man. Jimmy Johnson getting ambushed. Diaz and Thames both leaving the yard. Thames ending up a single and a triple shy of the cycle. Diamondbacks have tied their series with the Reds in their first postseason appearance. Which means we are headed to Florida. David Rolandini at Dolphin Stadium. Up against Benito Gomez. Let's see, are we going to call an audible here on anything? Do we want to get Matsui in over Drew as our second baseman? I think. You know what? Drew's been riding a hot hand. We're just going to give him a short shrift and Matsui can come in if he needs. Oh. Back spasms for Sully, so he's unavailable. Yeah, we're going to stick with Drew. Now joined in the virtual booth by my feline supervisor, Mickey. My beloved cat. Hello, Mickey. Yeah, this is all pre-Marlins park. We're still at the Joe Robbie here. Or Pro Player, or whatever the heck it's called. Ooh, are we wearing the black shirts today? Ooh. Even with a pickoff, Sizemore is safe. Diaz strikes out against Benito Gomez. Benito 4-pitch mix, fastball, sinker, cutter, slider. Bozy. Drill to center field, caught by Forns. Marcus Thames. Called strike 3. That'll end the top of the first. Rolandini. We're in Miami in October. We're in black. Oh, that's got to be scorching hot. Rollins is aboard with a leadoff single. Rolandini with a cursory check to first. Hillenbrand up throwing.
Safe!
Rollins is safe at second. Both teams with a stolen base. Runners at first and second. Nobody out for Travis Hafner. David, what are you doing? Through the infield base hit. Throw from Marcus will be late.
Safe!
Marlins with an early 1-0 lead. Up the middle, going to be a tough play. Oh, man. All right, check in. Give Rolandini a chance to set. Let's draw in the infield, too. Popped up. Bozide primes and fires. Throw home is a good one. Runners hold. That'll bring up Tsuyoshi Shinjo, the right fielder today. On the ground, that could be two. It is. Oh, man, we got out of that dicey situation. Whew. Okay. Stephen Drew, high and deep to center field. We are tied. Into the expandable bleachers. 452 feet. That's an exclamation point from Stephen Drew. We're going to until Rispit. Rollins already has a hit today. 1-2 from Rolandini. Popped up. Center field. Tens. Tied at ones through two. First and second. One out for Tag Bozide. On the ground. That could be two. Beautiful double play turn there. Beltran to Cabrera on to Hafner. Runners at the corners with two down for Shinjo. Come on, David. Wriggle your way out of this one. Popped up into foul territory. Coming in is Diaz. Hitting over. Quick check out the out-of-town scoreboard update. No other game action. Diamondbacks will host the Reds later this evening. Corners are in to guard the bunt. Sacrifice successful. Infield is in against Rollins. Drill to right field. That's going to untie the game. That's up into the right field fence. Jimmy Rollins thinking three. He's going to get there. Jimmy Rollins with a 2 RBI triple. Nice jersey. One, 2 to 1, Beltran. On the ground, they'll exchange the out for the run. 2 down, Marlins lead 4-1 on the brink of elimination.
Strike three!
All right, how's Rolandini doing? 87 through 5? Yeah, we'll give him one more inning. It'd be great if we could actually get some, like, runs. All right, Diaz with a sacrifice. Stephen Drew already... Oh, is later on in the lineup. Bozide. That'll score a run. Small balling our way back to a tie. Marcus Thames is going to beat out an infield single. Attaboy Marcus. That'll end Benito Gomez's day. Brandon Kinsler in. 2-2 to Drew.
Strike three!
Swing and a miss. All right, yeah, we're going to go with a Let's go with Stasio just for now. To deal with Beltron. And he walks. Oliver at third, Rollins at second, Beltron at first, Hafner at the plate. Oh no. Doug? Oh, thank you for swinging on 3-0. Holy smokes. Whew. Alright, we're not going to rely on Stasio anymore, I tell you what. Rocky's down by 2. TW Mincy. And it's booted by Cabrera. First error of the postseason for him. Mincy will face Hillenbrand. Hillenbrand, fly ball to the left. Matsui. Reach up and make the first out. Pena Jr., the 1-2 on the way. On the ground, that could be 2. That'll just get the 1. Stasio will give way to Jorge Vasquez. Rockies needing a big swing here. That's the thing with the Marlins. They have a dynamo of a bullpen.
Seventh inning stretch time. We invite you to join in singing "Take Me Out to the Ball."
Mariano de los Santos into the game for the bottom of the 7th. All right. Yeah, we dropped that one 5-2. Back we go the following day. Dan Foley on the bump now. We will until risp this one entirely. Pena at second for Grady Sizemore, 1 out. Fly ball to shallow, or to deep right. Shinjo is there. Pena Jr. will tag. Anything on the, any kind of hit. Diaz. Way outside. Drew now, 1-1. Fly ball to center field. Fortes. Fornes. Ends the top of the 3rd. Euclid with an RBI double. Rockies have the lead. Hillenbrand, 1-1. Wild pitch. Waldron will chase after it. Euclid advances to 3rd. Insurance run coming up. Shea Hillenbrand comes through in the clutch again. Pena Jr. on the ground for the 2nd out. Foley will swing for himself and miss. All right, Rockies hold a 2-0 lead. No more no-hitter, but Foley continues to be doing pretty well. What do we think? Hit and run here? Let's give it a try. All right. Advance the runner. That'll work. Thames, fly ball to center field. That's going to be another insurance marker for the Rockies. 3-0. Bozzied up the middle. Fornes will make the grab. That looked better than it was. Waldron. Oh, good block by Hillenbrand. Keeping that ball in front of him. 2-2 from Foley.
Strike 3.
Got him. Dan Foley slider is working today. That fastball, cutter, slider, changeup, so he does have some off-speed stuff. Part of that core of the rotation alongside Halliday and Pryor and Rolandini that will all be hitting free agency at the exact same time at the end of next season. So, possible concern there. Euclid and Hillenbrand are aboard. They're going to put Pena Jr. on board. Just swing away. Foley puts a charge into this one. That's going to be a sacrifice fly. And they get the runner at home. Ah, Thorns. Whatever. Grady Sizemore goes off the... Oh, never mind. That's off the wall in left field. Grady Sizemore, 2 RBI triple. That's why he's getting the big bucks.
Strike 3.
Runner at second is Jimmy Rollins. Easy play there for Stephen Drew. It's Hafner. 0-2 from Foley.
Strike 3.
Got him. Apologies, my cat has decided to show his affection through his teeth. I mean, let Foley eat as long as he needs. All right, he's starting to flag a little bit. Let's get Halladay loose. Let's make this a piggyback. 2-2 on the way to Hideki
Strike
Matsui.
3.
Foley, 5th K of the day. Shinjo to right field. Sizemore has it lined up. Tagging is Cabrera. Here's Forns. Full count. That'll bring up Jeff Waldron. Come on, Dan.
Strike 3.
Signs the game with a strikeout. What an effort by Dan Foley. Juan Rincon out of the bullpen to try and keep this a 5-run game. Roy Halladay enters the game. He will pitch the bottom of the 8th. Sizemore with another triple. My goodness, what a postseason he's been having so far. Little dribbler, going to be a tough play. It's another RBI. Stephen Drew, infield single. 6th RBI of the series. Roy Halladay will be out to try and slam the door. He'll walk Hafner to lead things off. Here's Cabrera. 0-2 from Halladay.
Strike 3.
Sinker from Halladay. The cutter's not as good in this version as it is in other games. That's probably why. 1-1 on the way to Hideki Matsui. Lined into right field for a base hit. That'll bring up Shinjo. BJ Ryan getting loose in the bullpen just in case. Shinjo on the ground. Drew to second. On to first. Double play. The Colorado Rockies are going back to the NLCS for the 2nd season in a row. All right. Grady Sizemore with a double-triple day. Dan Foley, 7 shutout innings. Halladay tacking on 2 more afterwards. Reds and Diamondbacks go into a Game 5. Twins have swept the Blue Jays. Yeah, that was easily a trap series for sure. Big Game James getting the win in the finale. Red Sox Rangers go into a Game 5. Oh yeah, let's switch that back to the Rockies. Yeah, we don't have anyone on the injured list. We're good. Wiz Nation, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Sizemore hit 684 in that 4-game series. And oh man. So everyone gets to rest up. Are we facing the Diamondbacks? Another division head-to-head? Or are we finally getting the fated matchup against the Reds? How many innings did Game 1 go? Oh, it was a walk-off. Ryan Anderson strikes out 14, only allows 1 hit. Problem is, Ponson matches him hit for hit. Golly. Ponson versus Knight. Ryan Anderson out of the bullpen. But the Reds walk it off in the 9th inning. Aaron Rowan with a solo shot to send the Reds to the NLCS. Good news is that means we're not facing Ryan Anderson in Game 1 in all likelihood. Rangers walk it off. Irving Santana, a fantastic appearance. Cole Hamels picking up the win in relief after Nibalski. Now that's a name. Blows the save. All right. LCS are set. Rangers versus Twins. Reds versus Rockies. Okay. Game 1, Pryor versus Jacques. In Cincinnati, so we get the road win. Marcus Thames with a 2-run home run in the top of the 6th. Can we also appreciate how good Sullivan has been this season? Greg Bauer with a 2-inning save. Gutsy performance. So we broke home field. Take Game 2. Beat up on our old friend Pablo Ortega. The Anderson start is a wash. We're going to lose that one. Oh! We got to Ryan Anderson? Euclid worked him over. Okay. Take a look at the game log for 2007. A 5-run stinker, still got the win. 5-run stinker, took the loss. We just handed Ryan Anderson his worst start in his season in the postseason. He's been mortal in the postseason. 24 wins, sub-2 ERA, doesn't matter, joker, absolute joker. Rockies on the cusp of a sweep. Dan Foley on the bump at Coors. Brandon Knight, the last great hope for the Reds. Uh-oh. Tag Bozid is injured, so Shane Victorino draws in to left field. Team captain, Shane Victorino. Rocky's going with the purple uniforms tonight. Fly ball to right, Sizemore will bring it in. And that, by the way, is why Bozid is not getting a long-term extension. Because you can't keep getting injured like that. Into the shift, Drew makes short work of that. Mark Reynolds is going to be the pitch around guy. Lazy fly ball, Drew collects. Top of the first is over. First two men aboard for Stephen Drew. We have like 4 guys in our batting lineup with flame indicators. Bases are loaded, nobody out, and oh no, it's Marcus Thames. You know what to do, big guy. All right, I'll take it. I was hoping for something a little louder than that. 2 RBI double. Still nobody out. Euclid has been scorching this lineup. On the ground to the second baseman Reynolds. First out of the inning. TPJ now. That's into the outfield gap. Tony Pena Jr. shows up in the postseason. And they've pulled their starter already. Brandon Knight fails to get more than a single out. Oh my lord. Lord Thunder and Jesus. Excuse me, I just briefly went Newfie there. Shea Hillenbrand with an RBI single. Oh, with a single, not RBI. Victorino with a chance to put the exclamation point on this game. Popped up on the infield. Then it'll be Foley in this bat around first. Fly ball, center field, Jock Jones. Yeah, Reds in total desperation mode. Let's until Rispit. Runners at the corners now for Euclid. Fly ball to right. Diving or leaping grab by Carson. That just saved a run. Josh Colementor with that over-the-top delivery. The Axeman, or Tomahawk. Cutter curveball changeup. Out of the Reds bullpen. Foley, having himself one hell of a postseason, gives up a double to Mark Reynolds. Full count to Derek Lee.
Strike 3.
Called strike 3. Fastball catches the inner half. Here's Ryan Howard. Pena Jr. across in time. Just the one hit. Looks like we scraped across a run there. Pedro Diaz goes yardo. Jumbo Diaz now into the game to deal with Kevin Euclid.
Strike 3.
Foley is having himself a start. 77 pitches, 7 shutout innings again. No, I think we gotta let him keep pitching. Euclid just goes yardo. Solo home run to cap off an incredible postseason run. Hillenbrand and Pena are aboard. They're not lifting Foley. He takes a 4-pitch walk. Have yourself a game, Dan Foley. Sizemore with a chance. That's a wild pitch. Morneau can't get to it in time. Bouncer to the first base. Oh, not in time. RBI infield single. Grady Sizemore. Greg House. It just continues. My, oh my. Bases loaded, 2 down for Stephen Drew. Reynolds will make the out. 8-0. Foley trying for the complete game.
Strike 3.
Oh dear. High deep drive to left. That one will find the stands. That'll end the shutout bid. De Los Santos getting loose quickly. And that'll be the game for Dan Foley. 7 1/3 innings, only the 1 home run. The lone blemish. De Los Santos, a trade deadline acquisition from the Guardians. The ever-dangerous Mark Reynolds. 0-2 the count from De Los Santos. Oh dear. How far is this one gonna go? Oops. Joaquim Soria getting loose.
Strike 3.
Derek Lee strikes out to end the top of the 8th. It may not be a save situation, but I trust Soria more than De Los Santos at this point.
Yeah!
Double play. Reynolds to Cintrone to Wilson. Hillenbrand. Reds 3 outs away from getting eliminated. Coming in from the Rockies bullpen, time for the Avalanche. No, not the hockey team. Now entering the game from the Rockies bullpen, number 48, Joaquim Soria. All right, 4-pitch walk to Juan Uribe, the pinch hitter. He's recalibrated, takes down Justin Morneau on 3 straight pitches. Carson, fly ball, deep right field. Sizemore has it. 2 down. Jock Jones. 1-0 on the way from Soria. Up the first base line to Diaz. That'll cap it. The Rockies win their 2nd consecutive National League pennant. They're going to the World Series one more time. What a postseason for Dan Foley. My word. Pedro Diaz, NLCS MVP, 10 hits and 16 at-bats, 3 of them over the wall. I mean, that's why we traded for him. Yes, step back wins above replacement wise. Yes, step back OPS wise. He's doing it when it counts. Now let's hear what the bad news is on Bozid. Torn PCL, out for season next year. Oh Lord. I think he's an ARB decline. Oh man. What a way to go out. Yeah, next year was going to be his last year of arbitration anyway, so I got no qualms. Let's free up the money. All right, who do we have eligible? All right, Fernando Tatis will be joining the playoff roster for the final postseason run. Shane Victorino draws in as the new permanent left fielder. I don't think I can nominate anyone else. Oh, hello, Joe Smith. You're going to be fun to have on the club next season. We had Store Brand Ace. Now say hello to Store Brand Reliever. Yeah, we literally have no one else who can play outfield. As long as nobody else gets injured, we should be okay. Melvin Upton Jr. picking up PCL MVP. He's going to be a key component for the team going forward. All right. Back to Texas, the Twins with a chance. There will be a Game 7. The Rangers drop 6 on the Twins in the 8th. Twins almost coming back. The Texas Rangers complete the American League pennant. The 2 best teams in the 2000s will finally square off with each other. Rockies versus Rangers, the 2 best offenses in their respective leagues, going toe-to-toe. Oh, guys. Oh, this is going to be fun. Game 1, Pryor versus Cordero. Rockies take it 7-3. Tatis with a pinch hit double, relieving Mark Pryor. Hillenbrand with a double, Drew with a bomb, Thames with his 4th home run of the postseason. Mark Pryor going 6 innings. That's atypical for him. Even though we did give up a home run to Brandt Colomarino. Game 2, Rockies win 6-4. Rangers make it interesting. Bauer gives up a 3-run home run. 2 of those runs charged to Halladay. Eckert going 7 strong. Pedro Diaz with a pair of home runs. We head to Game 3. Rolandini versus Ervin Santana. A late comeback. Marcus Thames against Nibalski. Bauer slamming the door over 2 innings of work. Is Dan Foley going to be the eliminator for a third straight series? He won game 4 against the Marlins. He won game 4 against the Reds. Can he do it here in game 4 against the Rangers? And we are, oh man, Jorge Vasquez is having a bad day. I'd rather put Tatis in as our DH over Kaz Matsui. All right. We head to Ameriquest Field in Arlington, Texas. The Commissioner's Trophy is shined up and ready. What a diving catch there by Marcus Giles. My word. Nomar Garciaparra gets things started early with a leadoff double. Infield single for Claudio Arias. Lance Berkman. And that's a wild pitch, skittering away from Hillenbrand. Sorry, past ball. Rangers on board early, 1-0. Fly ball to right, that's going to be a base hit. Good throw by Sizemore to keep the runner. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. That could be a double play. Beautifully turned. Drew Pena to Diaz. Rangers up by 2. Ethier will ground out to Drew. So the Rangers have themselves some life here in the potential elimination game. Here's Trey Dyson, the DH. Another passed ball by Hillenbrand. Another issue between Foley and Hillenbrand.
Strike 3.
The stuff's moving too much today. Brian McCann, the catcher. Popped up infield. Everyone calls for it. It'll be Hillenbrand making the squeeze. Garciaparra with another standing on second again. Here's Lance Berkman. 1-2 on the way from Foley. Got him. Colomarino. Full count. He's aboard with a walk. Ethier now. 1-2 on the way. Fly ball to left. Victorino coming in. Ending the bottom of the third. That's some life. Runners at the corners. Nobody out for Marcus Thames. He's going to put it in play. Little looper into right field. Base hit. Rockies have some life. One-0 to Euclid. On the ground. That should be 2, and it will be. Garciaparra starting the double play. Tatis, the DH today. Punched into right field. This game is tied. Fernando Tatis ties the game. Hillenbrand up the middle for a base hit. Tatis going first to third. A little bit of daring base running there. Victorino, 1-2 from Hamels.
Strike 3.
Called strike 3. That'll retire the side, but the game is tied. At least for now. Brian McCann with runners at the corners, 1 out. 2-1 on the way from Foley. Dribbler back to the mound. Ooh, good play there by Foley, looking back the runner. Now it's Garcia Parra. One on the way to Noma. On the ground, Diaz will eat it. Or Euclid. Infield RBI single. Doug Stasio getting loose in the bullpen. Oh my word, Claudio Arias! Where's that one gonna land? Well, that was less than ideal. Doug Stasio into the game to try and deal with Brant Colamarino. I don't know where the fireworks are, man. Good to see you, Ezra. Uh-oh, we're going to hear it again. Colamarino goes Yardo. What? I'm sorry, what? We were down 9-2. We stormed back in extras. And the Rockies go back to back. That's what I get for simming the rest of the game. Oh my lord. What just happened? We gotta watch the highlights from the 6th inning onward, man. I owe it to you this much. We gotta watch the highlights. So, down 9-2. Randy Wolf into the game to deal with Sizemore. He's aboard with a walk. That juices the bases. John Matson will face Pedro Diaz. Pedro Diaz punches it into left. Okay. This is like now an autopsy of a bullpen collapse for the ages. So, 6-9. Nice. In the top of the 8th, Nibalski, and he's been having a rough postseason. Extra base hit for Tony Pena Jr. What a postseason he's been having. Sizemore. On the ground to Garcia Parra, who just eats it. Pedro Diaz, bases loaded again. Or runners at the corners, nobody out. Nibalski gives up another RBI. Sizemore going first to third. Okay. Stephen Drew. Fly ball to center. That's probably going to be a sacrifice. Granderson. Yep. Throws offline. Tying run at first for Marcus Thames.
Strike 3.
Swings and misses. Tatis, 1-2 the count.
Strike 3.
Yabalski gets out of the top of the 8th. So here we are, top of the 9th. Scott Nicholson now. I mean, Shea Hillenbrand with 9th inning opposite field home runs in deciding games. If I had a nickel for every time Shea Hillenbrand hit a 9th inning opposite field home run in the deciding game of a World Series, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. 31 hits between the two clubs. Of course we knew there were going to be fireworks this series. Sizemore tries to will this team to a win in regulation with a 2-out triple to deep right center field. Runners at the corners. Stephen Drew is aboard. Thames. Oh, he was so close to ending it there. Bottom of the 9th now. Joaquim Soria in. Bauer is unavailable. Drilled into the dirt. 2 out. 2's on the scoreboard. Trey Dyson to center field. To extras we go in game 4. Again, this game is already over. Christian Para, top of the 10th. Euclid with an opposite field single. Oh, he's going to be making bank this offseason. Kaz Matsui DHing. Over the head of Colomarino, which is a tall task. Haha. Matsui with a clutch double. Hillenbrand. Oh, it's going to be Shea again, isn't it? Yep. He may just have to, like, stay a Rocky past his current contract because this is not a sinking ship. Shea friggin' Hillenbrand. And Pedro Diaz puts the exclamation point. Seven RBI in a 10th inning game. Soria now. To Victorino. The team captain makes the final catch. And for the first time in franchise history, the Rockies win the World Series on the road. So V. Trudell with a very interesting point. In 2006, the Colorado Rockies only lost 2 games all postseason. They were both in the World Series. We just went 11-1. This was very much a matter of, I'm not locked in here with you. Y'all are locked in here with me. What a team. What a ride. What a club. And now I can't do anything in free agency because, from what I understand for Out of the Park 25, with the ratings changes, I don't want to commit any money to folks just yet. Because if you remember the jump from 23 to 24 and the introduction of PBAPIP absolutely nerfed Glenn Dishman and Paul Wilson, our store brand ace. I do not want to have a repeat of that. I'm actually going to be transiting through Denver, coming back home from a work trip in early April. I'm going to see if I can find a place to get a Rockies cap to go with the jersey I'm wearing right now. I still can't believe we made it back to back. And the worst part is, Foley, Pryor, Halliday, Rolandini all becoming free agents next year. Unless they're all going to be like type A's or type B's, I don't know how we're going to replenish our farm system without trading those guys. While this is loading, one last quick look at the perfect team results. The arrows made it back to gold, and we're going to go for a tiny little pack rip once we get to the end of the awards and arbitration, because I finished TB5, I finished a bunch of other missions, and I got some packs that I want to rip. Also, yes, for those of you who can see, all 5 of the theme teams are in the same bronze league. They've all normalized. 2 Rats finally got the Immortal Ichiro. Bob Cage and Bobs have every single Bob available. The Centurions, I don't know who else I'm chasing on that club. The Team Redacted, we're just trying to get either the PTMS Bill Madlock or the Immortals Ichiro. And the Stewards, I can't remember. There's a lot of good players, topper cards that we could have on that club. It's just going to be a matter of how do we do it. That quote. I will never get tired of seeing that. And it was basically the same club from last year. Pedro Diaz finally has himself a World Series ring. Ditto for Kevin Youkilis, who we got from the Cardinals. Derek Barton gets his first. Fernando Tatis, 32 years old, gets his second ring. He also won it in 99 with the Phillies. Harold Eckert, after toiling for years with the Giants and the White Sox, gets his ring. What a team. What a ride. Top 20 prospect. Top 6 minor league team. A bunch of minor league players hanging up the cleats. Okay. Bobby Cox has decided to retire, leaving us without a pitching coach. All right, let's take care of the chores. So first things first, let's find some, or let's increase our ticket price just by $1. $1 should be fine. Scouting budget. What's the league baseline? Let's go to double that. Or a little bit more. Let's do, let's throw another million. Oop. Okay, well, I'm not going to touch anything else then. Roger Slagle. Wait, let's see if there's anyone we can promote first. Merciful with temperamental, struggles with personable. No, that's not going to work for us. I think we're going to go with Tyler Knowlton. It is so hard to find talented coaches at the lower levels. I just hope I don't get in a bidding war. Alright, arbitration! 3 Type B free agents. 1 Type A. Dewey, Tatis, and De Los Santos. Oh yeah, we got De Los Santos a ring in his... at age 37. From Pittsburgh to the Red Sox, the Rays, Guardians, Blue Jays, Phillies. Bounced all over the Great Lakes, comes to us, and gets a win. I think we're going to put Anthony Lester on the 40-man to protect him. Rich G, yeah, we'll let him walk. Alright, so first off, Tag Bozid will not be getting an arbitration offer. Foley wants to go long term. I mean, he is 26. Nope, I have to remember. It's only going to be 1 year. So let's see if we can't earn ourselves a little bit of money back. Mark Pryor is definitely going to be a Type A free agent with how he's been pitching. Rolandini, probably. I mean, tempting as it is to give him term, I'm content to just give everyone ARB offers. Giuliano. Yeah, we're going to keep him. Otsuka. Man, what a rough season he had. But, I mean, I'm hoping for a bounce back from Akinori. Rowenhorst in his final ARB year. All right, Johnny. Credit where credit is due to Doug Stasio. Happy birthday, my guy. Here you go. Sully. Kazmatsui is a very expensive bench bat. Not going to guarantee you starting lineup, Borges. Tony Pena wants to go long-term. Very long-term. I am not interested in giving you that kind of term in your first ARB eligibility year, my dude. Congrats on the pay raise. Slow your roll. I gotta pay my guys. All right, Tyler Knowlton joins us from the Reading Phillies. Helps out with the chemistry a lot. All right, we got Kevin Brown as our minor league coach. All right, so we got extensions for just about everyone. The only one that isn't is going to be Tag Bose, which makes sense. We got so angry at that Game 3 against the Marlins, we swept everyone else. I've definitely got a highlight, get the highlight for the quick save. This is why you never quick sim. Ever. Hope is never lost. Oh my goodness, buddy. Alright, I'll go up to 75 for 5 years. Wait, is that not just what I previously offered him? Alright, fine, 125. There we go, okay. Shea Hillenbrand wins his 5th consecutive Golden Glove. Oh yeah, next year is going to be his free agent year too. That might be an extension we're doing. Marcus Thames picks up another Golden Glove. That is 3 in a row for him. Golden Glove and over 400 home runs. Yeah, it's Thames got that Andrew Jones juice. Because Andrew looks like this. Thames stole his soul like one of the Monstars from the first Space Jam. And I hate that I now have to specify the first Space Jam. Greg Bauer gets some votes. He goes into free agency. Well done, sir. Pennington actually did well. Oh, he tore his UCL. Oh, no. So Pennington's one of those oddball guys that we had, but because his PBAPIP behind this rating stinks, we got rid of him. He finally had a good PBAPIP year. Almost 2 wins above replacement with a sub-1 ERA. Towards UCL in September, out for season, free agent. Lol, get wrecked. Jimmy Rollins will be staying in Florida. Interesting. Silver Sluggers. No surprise Greinke's actually good at it. Adam Lynn's with the Cubs? Good for him. How did Hidalgo win over Thames? What? No! No! Yeah, Corey Aldridge is something special. Is that a Triple Crown season for him? Yep, that's a Triple Crown season for him. Jeff Baker, 43 home runs in his rookie season, as Drupal Cabrera wins it for the Marlins. Only started in 62 games, but put up 3 wins above replacement. Okay, sir. Daniel Murphy, number 5 prospect, did pretty well. Acquitted himself well. Manager of the year, is it going to be Pacella again? Yep. Cy Young's going to be interesting. Ervin Santana, unanimous. Yeah, Ervin Santana got the Johan Santana juice. And once again, Ryan Anderson, unanimous Cy Young Award winner for the Reds. 4 in 5 seasons. If he opts out in 2009, we are dropping the bank on him. Mark Reynolds wins a contested MVP vote. Corey Aldridge, of course, over in the other league. Interesting. Brett Myers coming onto the market. Oh, hey, look who opted out. Our old friend CG9. Do you think he'd like a reunion? Oh, he's a Type A. Never mind. Makami wants a promotion. Oh, yeah, absolutely, I'd promote you. Question is to where? Makami's a good hitting coach. All right, so yeah, we're absolutely going to fire Russ Doyle. Hopefully that staves off. I don't tend to hire for away from other teams, but I think it's safe to say we're going to move Kevin Brown up. We're paying him this much, might as well. Brad Arnsberg now threatening to leave. And that's at the major league level. Okay, maybe I could have gone for him over Knowlton. Vega is good. Yeah, we're gonna do a swapsy. So Arnsberg will move up to be pitching coach for AAA. Derek Botello will be getting a promotion to AA. Bradley Brimall moving up to I guess because he's already at single A, I can't do that. Does Paul Davis move up? No. All right. Looks like I've staved off the hiring aways. All right. See anyone? Oh yeah, Larkin's a easy first ballot Hall of Famer in this save. Let's get Paul Molitor in there. Saberhagen's going to qualify. Frank Thomas. Whitaker and Trammell, both of them. Crime Dog and El Cid. Excuse me? These guys are fictional. I could have sworn I didn't have that setting turned on for generating fictional IFA, so, sorry, Ninomia. There. Gone. Bye-bye. I mean, it sucks that we had to let Tagbozid leave. But the injuries, man, they just kept piling up. You can see the talent. When he was healthy, he was great. Problem was, he just couldn't stay healthy. His legs exploded. Yeah, I want Campilo to be a reliever. I want Pelfrey in the rotation. I mean, if that's the rotation next year, yes, I like it. So Halliday will be a Type A. Rolandini will not. Pryor will not. Interesting. So I guess we keep Halliday and trade everyone else? Shrug? Let's just make sure we've got enough budget, and then we're going to get into a tiny little pack rip before I raid y'all in. To the mainline channel. I'll do the roster maintenance later. Unfortunately, I do have a quick errand to run after I'm done streaming. So I'll raid y'all into Doc over on the official channel, and then I hope to be back in time for the official YouTube broadcast. This new mode has me curious. I was gonna start doing some live tournaments if I had time, but I don't. So we're gonna do our tiny little pack rip, and then I'm gonna be raiding y'all into the official Out of the Park channel. As you can see, got a bunch of packs. Alright, nothing doing there. Oof, golfer. I'm actually looking forward to like the first week of the season, back when everyone actually wants to see live cards in their packs. Speaking of Asdrubal Cabrera, there he was. Kaiser Wilhelm, not new to the team. Juan Uribe, who we just saw in one of those games. That's a name. Bug Holiday, new to the team. This is packs only after all. Gold pack, Tristan Casas and Yusmero Petit. Addison Reed. Oh, that's one of the mission list cards, but oh, he's a goodie. He may make the club. We'll see. Chick Hafey. New to the team, helping out with Manny being Manny at least. Diamond pack. Manuel Clase. Already have him. Second diamond pack. This one is Justin Verlander. Already have him. Oh, Dr. Dynastic. Yeah, we're going to raid y'all in once I'm done. Ooh! Once I'm done ripping these packs. Diamond in the silver historical pack. Who we got? Hanley Ramirez duplicate. Karen Chak duplicate. Aoki. Art Fletcher. Stubby Overmeyer, new to the team, not helping out with any new missions. Branch Russell. Lamar Hoyt, helping out with Jack McDowell. Okay. That Steve Carlton card is a beast, by the way. Andy Dirks, Richard Blyer. All right, Joey Votto and Michael Waka helping out with NL West cards. Okay. Another Steve Carlton. Milo Candidi. The problem with doing packs only this late in the cycle is that, yeah, it's a lot of duplication. We do have a couple of gold historicals. Or one gold historical, I should say. And it's another Karen Chak. Ay, ay, ay. Out of all the cards out there, so many dupes. At least someone's got some decent buy orders up. Five 999s for Milo Candidi. And let's put this guy up for 7 999s. Yeah, let's keep the pack ripping short. Lean into the historicals. Ooh, another diamond in the silver pack. Mo Vaughn. Up for quadruple sevens. He won a ring with us in 2006, by the way. Clarence Curry, new to the team, finishing new beginnings. Hey! Bob Baylor. John Axford. Someone with a decent high buy order. I'll fill that. Chu and Hamels. David Wells. All right. We did finish another mission. 3 of them. Hey! Animal Passion, finally. New beginnings. And let's unlock that BRF4 Jack McDowell. Last 3 packs. Grant Balfour, new to the team, missionless. John Burkett, Johnny Lanning. And the gold is Lady Baldwin, former star for the Epcot Centurions, because of course, Lady and the Tramp. That will do it for this broadcast. You'll see me next on Saturday, exact time TBD, with the finale of the Saturday Seafarers. And then you won't see me again until March 16th, when these back-to-back champion Flying Purple Baseball Beaters will be in Out of the Park 25. Let's raid y'all into the official channel. Say hi to Dr. Dynastic for me. Time is precious, folks, and I'm grateful that you've chosen to spend some of yours with me tonight. Firage, take us out. Have a great rest of the evening, everyone.